The 18th of January, 2026 was my final day as an unemployed man. For the past 5 years, ever since graduating high school, I floated through community college trying to figure out what it is I thought would make me happy in the long run. Over time, the desire for happiness eventually morphed into a desire for tolerance, as the more things I tried, the more it seemed that my stress built up. And so, I think I eventually wanted a job that would give me peace, something that would satisfy me spiritually without taking away from my physical or mental health too much. I'm a pretty simple guy, admittedly. I really don't need too much to be happy. But getting to the point where I was 23 and still hadn't worked a day in my life was beginning to weigh on me. I think we're all instilled with a sense of duty. Oftentimes, though, I think this ideal gets used as a dog whistle by the misguided to cope with the reality that most of us may struggle under the boot of a corporate job that doesn't satisfy us. Like, the saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, can be used as a way to project dissatisfaction with the self, in my opinion. But regardless of this, I do still feel as if it's true. I think what's closer to reality is that everyone's sense of duty varies drastically. From one person to another, our value systems differ to the point where there are just some people that we may never be able to fully understand. Regardless, we fight for the chance to satisfy what we believe matters to us most. We suffer under the system to get a chance to feel that momentary happiness. Whether this feeling comes in the form of doing a good job at work, making a lot of money, going out with your friends to the mall, pouring yourself into your hobbies and your skills, or maintaining a relationship that you're proud of, or even getting that one in a billion moment where you get to gush about your specific interests. Most of us are the same in that regard, in my honest opinion. And I'm no different. But for me personally, it's felt like it's taken ages for me to figure out what my value system is and how I can satisfy it. You know, how I can properly fulfill what my own sense of duty is. It's one of those annoying aspects of yourself that can shift as time marches forward. I feel as if my own value system has had a rapid restructuring in the past year. But something that has always followed me, even since when I was around like 16, when I began to view the world on a more cosmic level, was that I love the feeling of genuine pride and watching progress bloom within myself. This type of value system is usually clear to feed into, but the main issue speaks as to why it's taken me so long to take some bigger steps that have become necessary. It's fear. You know, a fear of failure, stemming from a deeper insecurity that I am just outright inferior. It's a complex that's followed me a lot of my life, and something I wouldn't be too surprised to learn follows others as well, you know, given the state of comparison via the internet. But God, man, it's a terrible feeling. It's something that stuns you to the point of inaction. The inability to feed directly into what makes you happy, because you don't even want to potentially learn that your effort was in vain. And so what happens? Well, stagnation, which, as you would imagine, leads to further unhappiness. It's time to make a move. The 18th of January, 2026, was my final day as an unemployed man. The job I got wasn't monumental in any capacity. It's a part-time job where I work at a local animal shelter as a kennel tech. And to be honest, my first day was kind of a mixed bag. I have some pretty clear things I can complain about here. But to be honest, it was really easy. And I think it's because I'm happy to struggle for now. I did the thing that for 5 years, for whatever reason, just felt completely impossible. You know, time after time, I would try to get up the courage to apply for something, only to just, freeze up. And eventually I'd get so distracted that the idea popping into my head would now appear just meaningless. So many years of asking myself if I'll ever step foot into reality, or if I'd always remain in this stagnation. And I feel like that thought is finally subdued, at least for now. I was able to play directly into my value system, and I had become proud of myself for the simple task of just trying. So do your best to feed into what makes you happy, Do it because it's hard. And I think, I'm kind of talking to myself here, but it's really important to remember that every path is unique. It's never too late. Best of luck, hang in there, and have a good one. You got this.